In this video, watch me talk about why WordPress is a no-no for small business owners and why you should use Squarespace. This may be a bit of a rant, but I actually want to cover some useful points into why Squarespace is better. This isn't really a feature comparison between WordPress and Squarespace video. You can easily Google those things, but I really just want to talk from experience as a web designer and the experiences we have had as web designers and talking to small business owners. So if this is something that interests you, please do watch on, and I hope you enjoy this video. Hey friends, welcome back to the Original Box YouTube channel, or welcome for the first time if you are a newcomer. On this channel, we talk all about web design and marketing, not just for portfolio websites, but also for small to medium-sized business owners. So if that sounds useful to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button and get yourself familiar with that like button too. So as you've probably seen from the title of this video, I want to talk about Squarespace today. Squarespace is one of the chosen platforms that Viren and I use in our business when we work with our clients. We use Squarespace for majority service-based business owners, or we use Shopify for e-commerce-based and product-based business owners. So today I really wanted to talk about Squarespace and why that is a chosen platform for us. The reason for this video is still to this day, we hear a lot about why Squarespace is, it's not a serious web design platform, is it? Because anybody can use it. And if I want a serious website, I need to go to a platform like WordPress and hire a WordPress developer. Which is fine. If that's your choice, that's absolutely fine. But I think the one thing that I have an issue with is when people say Squarespace isn't a serious, whatever that means, website builder. Now, one of the reasons people might say this is because they feel as if they can't customize their Squarespace websites as much as they possibly could on the WordPress platform. There may be a misconception that you can't code on Squarespace, or there's a very limited ability to code very customized websites on Squarespace. But that is not the case. Sure, you can go ahead and buy a pre-designed template. There are even many web designers out there that are selling pre-designed templates that you can just purchase, make your own with your own color palette and typography, and then just, hey ho, there you go, presto, like you've got a Squarespace website. In fact, we are going to be creating templates very soon and releasing them for portfolio-based businesses just to help, especially those businesses that are just starting out, get them started, get them running. So yeah, there are plenty of template options. However, you can take it a lot further than that. When we work with our clients, we start from a totally white blank canvas, and that's the way we like it. And the sole reason for that is because we want to create something totally customized and not cookie cutter for our client. We have some CSS knowledge, we have some HTML knowledge, and we can go ahead and make some beautiful designs using code, using we know a really great third-party extension that we like to use. It's SquareKicker, and I will leave a link in the description to SquareKicker. Just a heads up, it is a little affiliate link, but that doesn't mean it's going to cost you any extra. Just a little disclaimer there. So yeah, when it comes to it, you can totally customize and make your website totally your own when you are designing on Squarespace. I think there still is this maybe a little bit of an old-fashioned view that WordPress is just more of a serious web builder. And look, if that is your opinion, then that's great. But what I would say that if you are a small business owner, you really want to think about what you're going to be doing in the future. So do you want a platform that you can easily go in, use yourself in case you want to make edits and changes to images and to text, or you want to put up a video on your website and you want to easily write blog posts and publish your blog posts? Small changes, because your website is naturally always going to be evolving. As a business owner, it is not static. It is always changing, always chopping and changing. And potentially you don't have a huge budget to hire a web designer to go in and make minor changes every time. You want a platform that you can maintain yourself, that you can make changes to yourself. And so this is why we actually veered towards Squarespace. We actually started out using WordPress. When we were first becoming web designers, when we were first, I guess you can call it, dabbling in web design and training ourselves, because we trained ourselves, we educated ourselves in web design. We started out on WordPress. And we quickly discovered that when we were handing over these websites to small business owners, they didn't know how to make changes easily themselves. They definitely did not have the time, and they don't necessarily have the budget, again, to hire a web designer or a web developer every time they want to make a small change. And again, if you are hiring somebody, you're potentially, you're having to wait for them to get to it. You're having to wait for them to book in the work, potentially 1, 2, 3 week wait for minor changes. A platform like Squarespace, you can literally go in and make changes yourself. The user interface is a lot more simple. It's very friendly, and you can quickly get a hang of things. And it's totally up to you. There are many business owners out there that hire Squarespace web designers to go in and do the work because of many aspects. They don't have the time. They don't have the coding knowledge to make the website very customized to do exactly what it is that they want and the aesthetic that they want. So yeah, there are plenty of web designers like us that use the Squarespace platform. We once had a business owner who was looking to transfer her website from WordPress to Squarespace because she was having so much trouble making minor changes to her WordPress website. What I remember is she wanted to update some of the keywords on her website to optimize her site for search engines. And simply getting a hold of her web developers, whatever agency she was working with, no shade to them, but I have no idea who they are anymore, but she was having a real hard time getting a hold of them. But then also they were charging like a stupid amount for like an hour's work. So with something that she could have easily gone in and made some changes to herself, including just uploading a video to, I think it was her homepage, she had to wait for her developers to get back to her and then give her an hourly rate. Whereas if she really wanted to, if she had a Squarespace website, if she really wanted to, she could easily go in and do that herself. Squarespace, again, is very user-friendly. The interface is very user-friendly. As you may or may not know, Squarespace pages are made up of sections, and in those sections, you create and add blocks. And each block is very well named. You know exactly what you're adding to each section of your page. And so this is what I mean by user-friendly. It is a drag and drop interface, which is great. Again, like if you are a business owner with little to no technical experience, little to no time, you can quickly upload a video and add a video to your page if you wanted to. So the point I'm trying to make here is that she was coming to us, non-WordPress developers, non-WordPress service providers, and she was asking us for help because she was having trouble with her WordPress agency. Again, no shade to WordPress, maybe a little bit, whatever. Write your hate comments into the comments. I don't mind. So I am not really going to go into the comparison, the exact comparisons between WordPress and Squarespace, including like what Squarespace costs, blah, blah, blah. In fact, I'll put up a screenshot of what Squarespace costs right here on the screen in front of me. But you can go in and you can Google these things yourself. There are many blog posts. We actually have a blog post called Squarespace versus WordPress on our website, and I will link that in the description too. I guess you could call this video more of a rant, but I really just wanted to say that as a web designer, why we chose the Squarespace platform over something like WordPress. And we did start out on WordPress, and we quickly transitioned to something that we knew small business owners would have a much better time using going forward. Part of our service is once we've designed the totally custom Squarespace website for our client, we actually hand over by doing a 1-hour recorded tutorial on how to make edits and changes and add things like add blog posts to our clients' websites. We actually hand that over to them by doing that recorded tutorial. And they have that recorded tutorial forever. That's part of our service. We hand that over with the hopes that, our client will know exactly what to do in future if they wanted to make changes to like minor changes and even quite extensive changes if they wanted to. Again, if you've got the time, go for it. So this create and hand over service that we have, we're very proud of. As small business owners, we know exactly how precious your time is. So having to actually work on your website all the time, or having your website become a bit of a burden isn't ideal. Like, we know that's not ideal. Your website should be working for you. It should be your virtual assistant. It should be your little business friend that you rely on to bring you leads, to bring you traffic organically. Once again, this video may seem a bit of a bash to WordPress. It is. There are many other platforms out there, really great platforms. I mean, there are platforms like Wix, Showit, which we really love. Wix, not so much. I quite prefer Showit over Wix. But really, I just wanted to sort of say, hey, small business owner, stay away from WordPress. And also, I'm just going to add, Squarespace does not pay me. It does not pay me to promote its platform. We just totally love the platform. But the main thing is we understand how precious time and money is to small business owners. And the main thing is we want to create something that works for you, and have you use a platform which works for you. So 3 great reasons why you should be, as a small business owner, be using Squarespace today. The interface is totally user-friendly. It is so much more friendlier than a platform like WordPress. It's a lot more easier to get used to, and you are very easily able to educate yourself. The second reason is, over time, you will actually be saving yourself some time and money, because you know you're going to be able to make minor changes and tweaks to your website yourself. You're even going to be able to update keywords on your website and update the SEO features on your website yourself. You will not necessarily have to hire a web designer or web developer every time you want to do this. Another thing is, your annual or monthly hosting fee on Squarespace will cover the security and reliability of your website. You will not have to worry about your website getting hacked or anything like that, or worry about who's looking after my SSL security. Like, all of that is taken care of Squarespace. That is what you're paying them for. Thirdly, you are definitely able to have a fully customized website on Squarespace. You can, of course, work off of templates, but you can, of course, then, with some CSS and HTML knowledge, or you could work with a web designer or a web developer to create a very customized, non-cookie cutter Squarespace website. And look, you can even check out our portfolio, where you can see that Squarespace websites are so customizable. One website does not look like the next. So, my friends, I hope that has been somewhat useful. Sorry about this rant, but it had to be done. Once again, if you do find this content useful, hit that subscribe button. Make yourself familiar with that like button. And also leave me a comment on what you would like to hear about in future. Is there a specific struggle with web design or online marketing that you have? And I would love to look at your suggestions and feedback and create some more content on that in future. Thank you, my friend, and I will see you in the next video.